live all the way from fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. You are now tuned in to the Hit Me Up Vegas podcast with your host, Mike Doobie Doober.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the show. I am your host, Mike Doober. Today with me in the house, we got Mark Cope in the kitchen.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
Doing good. Also, we got that comedian that you guys all love, Tabitha. Tabitha, welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm fantastic.
Great, great. And our guest today, Known Mommy, also AKA Janelle.
That's right. How y'all doing today?
Doing great. Janelle, how are you?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day in Vegas today.
It is.
It was nice out. It was nice out. Probably a little overdressed for this.
We're all overdressed for
Yeah,
this.
wow. It's crazy.
The real party's afterwards.
Oh, yeah. Out here in Vegas, the weather changes so quick that when it's hard to keep your wardrobe together. You're like,
True.
Well, it's hard to just keep it
Shaking
on
the
in
dice.
general.
Layers
time.
are your friend.
layers are your friend. Yep.
I never thought I would say this, but layers are my friend.
Layers are my friend.
We're going to tag you here on Facebook. Janelle, how long have you been in Las Vegas?
Well, I moved here in 96, went to middle school here and freshman year of high school at Las Vegas Academy. But I was a little bit of a bad girl and got kicked out and sent to Georgia to live with my mom, where I finished up high school and then traveled around for a while and then came back in 2009 when I was pregnant with my first child.
Oh, what brought you back here?
My husband now, but boyfriend at the time, does production and audio, and we were living in Portland when I got pregnant, and we had just moved there when I found out I was pregnant, and just a hard place to get work, so he knew he could get work here. He had family here, support system, and so we came back, and we've been back ever since.
That's awesome. Vegas is one of those places that people don't think it's a good place to raise kids. But then you're like, well, if I want my kids knowing about things early, like, what a stripper is.
Right?
Yeah, I was, when we moved back, I was like, promise me we'll leave by the time our son's 5. Like, I don't want to raise my boy here.
Yeah.
And we've talked about leaving several times, but the rights that we have in this town and the things we have access to have kept us here, because I've lived all over. I've lived in 10 different states and traveled all over, and everywhere you go, there's pros and cons. So for me, Vegas has the city's evolved so much in the last 10 years, and now it feels like home.
Well, it does. It feels like home for me. So what about you guys?
I'm originally from the Bay Area, and I moved out here to go to UNLV, and that's where I attend right now, restaurant management. My background is in food and beverage, and that's where I found my niche for things. And so my love for cannabis and my love for food, I take that and I combine it together, and it comes out in edibles, recipes,
Nice.
all different articles, all that different kind of stuff that you can find on my website. I write my own articles, and it started out just as a form of expression, a place where I could write my thoughts down about how I felt about things that are going on in the cannabis community, important topics like terpenes, just important information that I feel like people should know, especially if they're going to be using cannabis. So the drive to want to inform people, let people know what the real information is, that's kind of what started me on this path and created Cope in the Kitchen.
Nice.
So,
That's awesome.
Usually weed brings you to other aspects of weed, too. Like you smoke weed and you're like, there's so many things I can do with weed. Y'all ain't never heard of that weed on weed.
Head on weed.
But we go through a lot of that. We go through a lot of that, especially because one of my biggest things is infusions, right? So when we talk about infusions, you can literally infuse any type of fat. So I've done everything from avocado oil to olive oil to coconut oil, and there's so many different things that you can make with the plant, and you kind of just identify and see everything that it can do. It's an amazing plant.
It's good. And then along comes with getting in the weed industry comes with other things like public speaking. And you have public speaking,
Yeah.
right?
I love
Yeah.
So you're a coach. You coach people?
Yeah, I'm a holistic health coach.
Holistic health coach?
Yep.
Okay,
Do you
now.
also like coach people how to smoke weed?
Yeah, so I have I work mainly with women, but I do work with men as well, but primarily with families and pregnant women. My business, I educate and support women on their path to healthy pregnancies and healthy families with a focus on lifestyle, exercise, mental health, and nutrition. And for me, cannabis kind of goes into all of that. A lot of the women I deal with, deal with anxiety and depression or postpartum or just want to have alternatives to the general, take a pill and be done with it. They want solutions that they feel empowered about. And so I educate them on why women use cannabis, things to use it for, the safety precautions to have during pregnancy and postpartum. And it's, important because although it's a really powerful plant, that has incredible medicinal properties. When you're pregnant and breastfeeding, you want to be mindful and aware. It's not just about getting high. You want to really use it for the tool that it is, to have relief and support in a holistic and natural way. So just supporting women on that so they really feel comfortable using the plant as well as feeling safe using it and knowing where there could be harm. Before we started, we talked about edibles. I don't recommend edibles during pregnancy because you can't control it as much. It's you can't. When you use just flour, you can really measure out your doses and take microdose yourself.
I see that. Also, like it would be pretty hard, like finding someone that does infused pickle stiff.
What?
Well, not every pregnant woman loves pickles.
Right.
Every woman has her own cravings. Oh my God.
I do. I have 5.
5 kids.
I'm a high producer.
You're
Heavy
seasoned.
producer. Right. Seasoned for sure. Yeah, I have 5 children. I've been in Las Vegas for 5.5 years now. I live with my oldest daughter, Kyle, and my granddaughter, Chanel. And I don't know. We're just kind of eating this place. Well, I'm eating this place up. My daughter's actually already over it, and I think she's given me about 2 years before she takes off on me. So I'm like, don't do it. Stop.
Cannabis in your life?
Yeah.
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 I like the pause.
I only do it with cute boys though. I don't I don't do it on my own. I do it with cute
You're not
boys.
a solo smoker?
Never.
Really?
No.
You're a
No.
peer pressure smoker?
No, I pressure them actually. I pressure them. I've tried to pressure you before. I know if somebody's smoking, and then I'm so bad at it that you have to give me a charge. I have to ride shotgun. I can't take it myself. That's why I say I pressure them, because like at an event you had, I was like, all right, who's going to give me a charge? And you were instantly, I'm married. Like, and I'm like, wow, like I didn't ask to give you head by the dumpster, even though I would have.
Who's going to give me a fill? I'm like, I don't know.
He's like, I'm out.
Listen.
I'm gonna need people not to be out. Like I was in a group and Chaz was there, this other comedian in town, and I hadn't met him before, and he just like his eyes got all big, and then I had a couple offers of who was gonna give me the charge. I took one from everybody, and he's like, "Damn, you just did that?" And I'm like, "I did." He's like, "You command the room." I said, "I do."
I have a 11-year-old and a 2-year-old.
Wow.
And with that big break also becomes like there's stuff in my comedy that I use on stage because a 2-year-old and 11-year-old, they're pretty much raised different.
Yes, completely. And as single children.
My youngest son now, he's raised while I'm smoke weed, But my oldest son, he was raised while I was like,
hiding it.
Changing diapers with cocaine instead of baby powder.
For real? That's really? I just knew
Life in Vegas.
So we have the better Michael.
No.
We have the more.
My son, he's coming back to me when he's 13, like, why ain't I getting hard? I'm like, oops.
Oh, God.
Like, oh,
That's the best. That's the best.
And I found out because I was like, dude, why is my dealer selling me baby powder? You know, like this stuff ain't working.
I'm getting confused.
My Lord.
Rule number one: don't mix
shoot.
the cocaine with the baby powder.
You know, I mix it around now because it is a touchy subject, and there's a lot of people that use marijuana and vote for it to be legal, but they still don't agree in people parenting while they're high.
Oh yeah, it's still a huge controversy.
There's so much controversy around it.
But they're
And-
okay getting drunk and taking pills, a lot of them. So.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
How
saying.
can you parent sober?
Oh my gosh.
How can you not, first, I was trying to be cool over here in the cut. It's J. Coldwater.
The man in the corner. The man in the corner.
It's the mystical voice of J. Coldwater speaking the knowledge. What's good, y'all?
Right. You're like, I don't want to
share
kill
with
the
Jay.
boy.
That's good. That's what's good. That's cool.
All right, so parenting and weed.
Like,
Parenting and weed.
well, first of all, how can you not look at your child and not want to punch him in the face? That's the first thing.
My kid's face is handsome, bro.
I'm so new to it. All my kids were raised off of it.
I want to punch his attitude in the face.
Right? Thank you,
Kids are
Michael,
hard.
for clarifying.
I mean, I don't have any of my own, but I've raised a lot of kids.
Oh, you too?
Yeah.
Oh, so I thought I was alone in
No,
here.
you weren't the only unicorn,
all right,
brother.
yep,
You were not.
So together you guys got 10 kids.
Yeah, right.
So somewhere there's 10 baby moms mad at the motherfucker.
Right? Yeah.
This is this podcast. It's like, I knew I should have just.
They're gonna hit you up later.
Sign that shit. Not wrong.
He stopped that. He said 10. I didn't agree with 10.
Right.
He's like, you're going a little light there.
By the way, hoes, I've kept every condom since like 92. I've got every condom wrapper with
That
y'all
might be
names,
true.
with y'all addresses y'all staying at the time on there. Don't try it.
The
Okay.
question
Right.
is the
Times
water still in them? Do you ever
Gross.
use that trick?
Gross.
Nah, but I spit on a girl's back one time.
Oh my Lord.
All right, we're
Yeah.
getting way
But-
off topic here. It's
but,
half
you know-
cannabis, half comedy.
Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. I'm getting besides the fact. Like I
guys
said,
are
how could
making
you
me
not want
blush.
to punch your kid in the face? And if you do want to punch your kid in the face, smoke a blunt. Then you won't want to punch him in the face as much.
All right. So I think though that
Willing
there
to talk,
needs to be
man.
a stronger fight for parenting and weed because it's gonna go down. His shit rolls downhill, and as soon as the country becomes fully legal,
Right.
then they're gonna go to driving, right? They're
Which is
already
what
starting
they're already
to go
doing.
to driving.
Yep.
And then once they get driving situated and they start giving out DUIs and everything, and they get that calm, it's just gonna keep going down. And parenting is pretty much at the bottom.
Well, we're still
We're
having.
gonna get hit
Yeah,
last.
we're
It's
still
all gonna
having.
come downhill on parents.
Yeah, we're still having issues even in Vegas because it's recreational. But like, I talk to women that are pregnant. They go have a baby in the hospital. If they
Yeah.
show
test,
up,
yeah.
if they test positive,
Give me your
the
baby.
staff can take the baby, get them put in CPS, and I let them
CPS.
breastfeed. So there's still a lot of gray
for
area.
cannabis?
Yeah.
If a woman
All
tests
Yeah,
possible.
because because it's still not nationally legal, and hospitals are under a different sort of guideline. And it really comes down to the staff's decision on that. And this is where we see a lot of problems in terms of racism and
There's
stuff.
some discrimination
Yeah.
issues that can arise there.
Yeah,
you
so
know?
we're
Look, I'm tired
we're
of
really
seeing white in
fighting
America.
for it to not be that gray area anymore.
And even
feel
white
like
people
that.
hate white people right now. It's fucking real.
Meanwhile, known meth addicts are
Nobody
going home
hates
with
me,
their
though.
kids free and clear.
Exactly,
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
because they
Yeah.
need those kids to smuggle the drugs.
Oh, right.
There's a
Like
vicious cycle in
They're like,
there.
that kid's serving a purpose. No, he doesn't go to CPS.
I tell you what I find interesting is the medical community has been lying to us for years about the effects of cannabis. So I find it interesting that. Can we curse on the show?
Yeah.
I don't know. Did we miss that?
You can say anything. You can say anything.
Okay.
can
I
say
find it
fuck.
strange that the motherfuckers that been telling us, no, weed is bad for you, they can decide to like take your child away, even though we have all the research that shows that it's good for you. Could you speak on a little bit of like the research behind like it being safe to use and like being
Yeah. So
Apparent.
the research is slim. There's not a lot. Like UNLV just came out with research that was against it. And
Go Rebels.
yeah,
She just said
Rebels.
against.
they're
though.
against
She
it.
said against.
They're against it.
I take that. I
They
retract.
don't nickname that university Unloved for nothing.
There's not enough. And for me, I was actually on Fox 5 talking about this, but for me, the research that's been done in the United States, it's not controlled enough. There's so many things that impact a growing fetus that cannabis itself, you can't determine whether that's negative if you're not looking at the lifestyle of the whole woman. You have to look at what she eats, the stress that she's under, the relationships that
That's
she's
clever.
in, the chemicals that she uses to clean her home, her past medical history. All of that comes into play. When babies like brew in our emotions, and if a
Yeah, they
woman is
do.
stressed out all the time, that baby is going to have fetal development delays. That's just a fact. So
out punching.
throwing cannabis into the mix, they can say, well, it was the cannabis's fault
Oh wow.
that this is happening. Now, there are things that we know. Women that consume cannabis during pregnancy are more likely to have smaller babies. That doesn't mean they're unhealthy. They're just smaller, which for me, being a woman that's 4'11", I'm like, thank God for that.
Did you say you have kids?
I have 3 boys. They're 10. They're about 9, 6, and 3.
Did you have any home births?
I had all home births.
Oh, I'm so jelly. I
Yeah.
had my first daughter was a home birth.
Nice.
And then the other ones after that, I had severe preeclampsia, and like it got really rough.
Yeah.
So I was hospitalized for all of those under emergency situations.
Yeah, because you need to watch out for that.
Beyond, yeah. And yeah, the first one though was so perfect.
is.
Oh my God.
It's pretty
Like,
painful.
yeah, oh, it's the
It's
best.
pretty painful.
So my girlfriend, she's very, very short, and she has a son. So she can't do any natural births. She has to C-section
Yep.
only because she's literally like not big enough to have a natural birth.
That's not true.
I mean, okay, according to her, this is just according to her, it's how her hips are shaped. She couldn't dilate
Have they
enough.
ever let her try naturally?
Yes.
I mean, our bodies are designed for that. Now, of course, there are
Boys don't know
women's
that.
bodies. Women's bodies.
Like me?
I mean,
No
women.
way.
Women's bodies are. Now, there are, obviously exceptions, and there are medical situations that need intervention. But most of women can. It's just a matter of whether your doctor is going to let you take the time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how long?
Yeah.
So what's the dilate? What's that process? I'm so out of touch. I don't have no kids. Okay, I'm sorry.
You weren't born with a pussy.
No,
There's no pussy over there.
No, just
Okay.
about
About
became one
contraction.
over time.
He grew into that. He grew into
You're
that.
like a really small chick, quite naturally, everything on you is small, so you probably got a small for JJ too, right?
It
Well,
will
that-
open up to let
I
that
was
baby
gonna
out.
say that. It makes no difference.
No.
It's just nature.
You
bro.
know those
It's
vajayjays
nature.
will accommodate
Oh,
what we
no,
put
I-
there.
You have to understand. No, I understand the science of pussy.
I'm gonna agree.
I know pussy, the snapback, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I know the science of pussy. You know what I'm saying?
I will
sweet
right
Jesus.
now pay money to see you teach a sex ed class.
Oh yes!
my
Have I
God.
not dreamt of that? Have I not
Jake
dreamt of
Water,
that?
Sex ed.
I've dreamt.
You know
I've
what? I'll give you
dreamt of that.
just for that. I'll give you a sample right now. Speaking of the pussy and it being small. Now, first of all, there's no such thing as a pussy being too small to have a child.
No.
Now, what can happen? There can be some vigorous work involved in having that child. if you got
Yeah,
a small
it can be
cootie.
very
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable.
Did he just say cooter?
I did say cooter.
I've heard that word in a long
All
time.
right, so if a woman has a small vagina, why don't you just you go and get cuckold before, you go and get a deep one, and then that's just warming up for pregnancy.
Have you been to the Red Rooster?
Yeah.
We do a lot of that there.
That's because pussy
Yeah.
comes back though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not right
amazing
away,
muscle.
bro. This ain't a rubber
Oh, it
band.
doesn't take long,
It's not a
though.
boomerang.
It doesn't take
6
long.
weeks.
It,
6 weeks.
but that's from pregnancy. That's not from dick. That's from pregnancy.
A matter of weeks. Now in that
We done got rid of the vinegar. Nobody does the vinegar.
What is vinegar?
Oh, they don't. J. Coldwater. We're gonna have to explain.
What's the
vinegar.
story about
The
vinegar?
vinegar and water is real. Look, young ladies that are listening, if you want to make sure that your dude come back every time, when you get done getting your sting abused,
That rubber band, girl. Snap back.
you get that. That's right. It's called that snapback.
No hat. No hat.
Hey, what Mike had said? Snap that pussy back. All right. What you do is you put. Now I don't know how much. I don't know the science of this part right here, but I do know.
I believe it is a capful per gallon.
Okay,
per gallon.
Have you
So
heard of
per
this?
1 gallon. So probably roughly about a cupful per bath. Pour it in there, and you soak your little bruised up coochie in there. Now, for you trifling stanky hoes out there that just getting ran through every day, this trick don't work for you.
Stop. They might have to try apple cider vinegar.
You have to apple cider, some almond, maybe.
Oh my lord.
Follow for more recipes.
Yeah. Follow J. Cole Water on everything for more recipes.
We're gonna hit a break soon, but before that, I did wanna ask more about how you teaching and helping these women through.
Yeah.
Do they thank you? Do they send you gift baskets of weed?
I haven't gotten that yet, ladies. Rude. No, I do get a lot of thanks, and it's a lot for during. A lot of women that I work with have hyperemesis. And if you don't know what that is, that's extreme nausea during pregnancy that you basically throw up anywhere from 20 to 60 times in a day. You can't keep down food, water. Most of these women end up in the hospital on IV drip to get minerals and
I know firsthand how it is when you're smoking and the woman gets pregnant and they now come to a tough decision as a lifelong stoner.
Well, that was
Even
me.
a year, you have a tough decision to make. When the guy, if you're like me, you're like, oh shit, now I don't have to divide my weed in half anymore. I can smoke
She
the
can't
full
have
blunt.
none. When I got pregnant with my first, I mean, I had been using all sorts of stuff prior to that, so cannabis, as much as it helped me, was still under this, well, it's a drug. I got pregnant in 2009 and it wasn't recreationally legal then. And I was like, I got pregnant. I was like, I'm going to be a good mom. I'm not going to do anything. And then I ended up having hyperemesis. I was so incredibly sick. I couldn't keep anything down. And my partner was like, well, why don't you try cannabis? And I was like, no, I can't do that. Like, I can't do that to our baby.
I would have never.
And then I went to my nurse. We were in Oregon, in Portland at the time. And I was like, my partner thinks I should do cannabis. And she was like, well, you should.
Your
and I
nurse was
yeah.
your neighbor.
I'm having this problem.
So I went home.
What you mean you're not smoking weed during your pregnancy?
It's Portland.
Yeah, so I went home and I did. I took just a small little puff, and then I was able to
good.
eat that day. I was able to keep food down. And so I then consumed during my pregnancy. It allowed me to have, a healthy pregnancy, a healthy baby, but I felt guilty the entire time.
I would have too.
And, that was a struggle, the guilt.
This is for both ladies. How do you get over the mom guilt? That is something. If you're, I feel like this is something that a lot of moms who smoke cannabis, like they deal with the mom guilt. Like,
what guilt?
Am I getting enough done? Am I being a bad mom because I'm high? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't experience that anymore because I know I have completely connected with the fact that it's a plant for medicinal purposes, and the way that I utilize it in my life is with that intention. I don't use it just to get high and like fuck off and like ignore my kids. Like if I'm having a day where I'm having digestive upset or my anxiety is high and my kids I have 3 boys, like it gets loud in my house and they're all like hyper and have needs and they're like, come play with me, mom, and I'm pregnant and uncomfortable, like okay, give mommy a minute, and then I can go and like sit on the floor and play Legos for like an hour and a half and like rock that shit out without feeling irritated.
And then you step on the Lego, and then you smoke.
But there is a lot of women that do experience that, and that is a thing that I have a support group just for that reason, to advocate so women can see there's a community of women that utilize this plant, and that the guilt needs to go away because that's just making things worse.
What's the name of this support group?
It's Cannabis and Motherhood. It's the second Tuesday of the month at Motherhood Collective in downtown Las Vegas.
For all the single weed heads out here.
It's women only.
This workshop
Oh no, I'm dragging my girlfriend down to this one. Girl, I found a support group for you. This is an intervention. Baby, intervention's coming soon.
So I'm having a blast. You guys having fun?
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
We're gonna return and we're gonna hit some news. We got some funny news stories. Jay, you know about the news, right? You love doing the news, don't you? We got some funny stuff, odd news, and we'll be right back.
This is United Cannabis 420, and you are listening to Hit Me Up Las Vegas.
Yeah.
RadioVegas.Rocks, where Vegas goes to rock.
Hey, Radio Vegas Rocks listeners. It's your favorite habitual line stepper, Sober Sal from the Not Playing Stupid podcast. For those who know me, I'm all about barbecue. The problem I always run into is finding a place when I'm out of town that is 1, amazing, and 2, won't cut into my drinking money. So next time you're in Vegas, you gotta check out Jesse Ray's Barbecue. Jesse Ray's Barbecue is an award-winning barbecue joint that serves Vegas's best slow-smoked ribs, chicken, pulled pork, hot links, and my favorite, brisket. Trust me when I say it's not just good, it's delicious. So before you blow your kids' college fund at the roulette wheel, or marry the chick you met 5 hours ago while playing Keno, make sure you do it on a full, happy stomach at Jesse Ray's Barbecue, located at 5611 South Valley View Boulevard, right behind the Mandalay Bay Casino. Mention you heard this ad from my show, and you get a free punch in the mouth from sweet old Jesse Ray herself. That got some kick. So don't forget Jesse Ray's Barbecue, where they're all about that butt.
The Golden Tiki. Now, what is the Golden Tiki, you may ask? Well, it is the premier tiki destination in the world. I mean, not just Las Vegas, in the world. Have you been to a tiki island before? Screw that noise. Just come down to 3939 Spring Mountain Road in the heart of Chinatown. You will find the Golden Tiki. Now, the Golden Tiki has a lot to offer. They have slot machines that are just giving out jackpots like they are going out of style. And if you're not winning, go rub the lucky dong. I guarantee you, the next hand you will hit. They even have the coldest drinks anywhere in Las Vegas, and they're a reasonable price. So why would you even need another reason after that? Okay, you're hungry. Food is hot, delicious, and quick. All the reason for you to go to the Golden Tiki right there. You still need another reason? How about live music? Like right now, there's a band playing at the Golden Tiki, but you're not there. You're listening to me talk about the Golden Tiki. Maybe there's not a band. Maybe there's a DJ. There's so much to offer. I just can't name it all. Just go down to the Golden Tiki, 3939 Spring Mountain Road in the heart of Chinatown. That's where you're going to find the Golden Tiki, and that's where you'll find us because, well, I mean, where else are we going to go? The Golden Tiki, 3939 Spring Mountain Road in the heart of Chinatown.
Hey, dudes with beards, I'm here to tell you about Mad Viking Beard Company. What is that, you ask? Well, that's a good question. They are the best beard products and men's grooming company since 2013. Guys, drop the razor, because with Mad Viking Beard Company, they kill the beard itch and give you what you need to grow a better beard. Like beard oils, relieves beard itch, creates a healthier and more manageable beard, reduces brittle beard hair and breakage, you know, like split ends. The natural oils help promote a fuller and longer growth, giving you a little bit of hold, and it acts as a styling agent to keep those flyaway hairs in place. Then there's the beard wash. Not your average store-bought chemical-laden concoction, all right? Mad Viking Beard Wash, it's sulfate-free, paraben-free, offers top-to-bottom clean and conditioning experience all in one, providing a deep, all-natural, sulfate-free clean with a rich conditioning finish for a soft, moisturized face and beard, you know, for the ladies. To order, visit www.RadioVegas.Rocks and click on the banner to order now.
These wheels are real exciting and bear my name, Evil Knievel.
Hi, it's Waz from Greasy Conversation. Did you know the pioneering stuntman Evil Knievel, the world record motorcycle jumping father of extreme sports himself, lives on spiritually in the satiny dough and hearty brick cheese of the pizza that bears his name?
Evil Knievel.
Evil Pie, that's E-V-E-L, on glistening East Fremont Street in the heart of downtown Las Vegas. They've been thriving here since back in 2016 because, unlike our hero, it's not dangerous. The flavor isn't even risky, but it is braggadocious. I get the world-famous Snake River special with a rattlesnake sausage. Honestly, it's great. I do love it, and it makes me feel like a mighty conqueror of perilous beasts. Vegans, don't tune me out. This place is known for their vegan pizza too. So get over there. Just make sure you check the RadioVegas.Rocks app first. That app will have new specials just for RadioVegas.Rocks listeners. Show them the app and satisfy your lust for excitement.
It's the Brendan and Kevin Show!
The Pro Extender. Have you guys used a pump? I used a pump once. That shit hurt.
So he smoked with me and
I lost him for probably an hour and a half. He was just stuck staring at a tree like, I don't know what just happened to me.
I was like, hey, Mom, guess what? I'm so excited. I just got cast in the next sequel to The Human Centipede as the caboose.
Oh. So this deer gores him in the leg, cuts his leg open, loses his knife, and I'm up there, of course, me being the smart ass I am.
You're laughing at him.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. Good
And
for
I'm saying, now what's your plan, old man? He's yelling at me, how about you? He said, I'm going to drown this son of a bitch. I'm like, all right, let's watch the show.
They just broke windows. They took a lot. Trashed the car. They took a lot. They even took our food. They took our food.
Now that's bullshit because I know on the road you don't eat much.
Oh yeah, and yeah, they took our personal. Like they even took some of my pants and underwear. Like they did. Some of the gifts that we had.
Did you check eBay?
No.
Right here on RadioVegas.Rocks.
Does your mother know what you're doing for a living?
The station your mom told you about. RadioVegas.Rocks.
This is United Cannabis 420, and you are listening to Hit Me Up Las Vegas. Yeah.
Welcome, and we are back, ladies and gentlemen. While you were gone, there was a joint being rolled.
Oh, yeah.
It smells delicious. We're going to hit up the news, though. We got some odd news that's going around. First thing, a 36-year-old woman out of Ohio was arrested for calling 911 after her parents shut off her cell phone service.
I believe it.
Oh, my gosh.
She just had to call somebody.
That was the only number that worked.
Look, I'm going to interject right now. That's some millennial shit. That's some millennial shit.
This is so unfair. The world is so unfair.
The police said after the first call, they told her that was something, that she can't do. Yes, after the first call, they said that was something she can't do. And she started swearing on the next call, demanding the police come to her house that moment.
What?
Emergencies.
Wow, that's emergencies, yeah.
That's what's happening with the world, though. We're getting so used to having everything like at our fingertips. Like when we call, we expect like shit to be there. We order Postmates and fucking Uber Eats because we don't have to leave the house. That's what that shit is. That's what I feel like that shit is.
I prefer to wait.
I think maybe this lady,
just a little bit.
This lady listened to too much Wyclef Jean in her life.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying. I mean, if my phone's off, I just go. I don't know. I just go to the Wi-Fi. I just steal some Wi-Fi someplace and still make my fucking phone call. That's not tonight.
There's other options. Skype.
There's Skype. I mean,
her parents been trying to shut her shit off for weeks now.
There's other issues going on there.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever get so mad at your parents, ladies, that you did something like little out of hand, over the top?
All the time.
What did you do?
I left and hitchhiked to California when I was 14.
Oh, that's gangster. Hey, my parents would have killed me for that.
Oh, she's like, and I arrived.
So my children aren't ever leaving my house. 'Cause I did make it.
You said your parents would have killed you?
Oh, yeah, what?
Okay, oh, my dad was pissed.
I just would have been lost in the wilderness. What the fuck are you talking about?
Looking back, I'm all, that was dumb.
To a killing, but
that
they
was dumb.
wouldn't have came and got me or nothing.
No, I had to take a Greyhound home, and it was the longest ride ever because I knew I was walking into doomsday.
Right.
It's like, I was grounded for a while.
At the beginning of 10th grade, I got caught stealing a car, and my parents sent me to my grandma's house.
Oh.
So I was in Prescott, Arizona, doing bad stuff there.
Yeah.
So
Arizona is a place where you want to throw people to clean up, right? No. Let's clean them up. Send them to Arizona.
I almost think, actually, when you say that, Prescott has, I want to say, a really well-known detox situation. So you're up in the mountains, you know, breathing that fresh air, and they do major detoxing up there. So,
did it work for you?
Prescott, Arizona.
Is it Prescott or Prescott?
It's Prescott.
It really makes me, the word itself, Prescott, it's like, was someone just sitting around like cooking brisket and putting it in the news? Like,
it sounds like a place that I shouldn't go as a black person.
Kind of.
It sounds like that's where they made the things for newspapers. Like, when they shipped out the equipment, they made all the press kits there. And then they shipped them out everywhere.
I bet you tourists come to Prescott.
They do though. Yeah, it's a little historic town. They
Yep. It's Prescott, kid.
Yeah, my grandma would tell you. Grandma would be Prescott.
What is like the pride of Prescott?
I don't know, but the pride of it for me is there's a town square, and right across from the courthouse is a place called Matt's Saloon. And my mom's side of the family are ranchers, and my dad's side are farmers. And on my mom's side at Matt's Saloon, like when a family member would die, we'd party there afterwards.
At
so
the
it could be I was a kid in elementary school, and they would walk me into the bar because I was the oldest grandchild, nearly the only one, and I'd sit in the bar and watch them dance and do whatever.
They
So, I
slip
don't
you
know.
drinks?
No, but this one guy came up and asked me if I wanted to dance, and I thought, oh shit, do I have to dance? And it's like country dancing. So, and then he like touched my side, and my uncles got up and stepped me to the side, and I'm like, all right, that was quick. That was weird. That was quick. I remember just being a little confused, but kind of not. So,
Rushed. I've only just recently not gotten drunk in the parking lot of the funeral home of the place that we buried somebody at, maybe last year.
You stopped drinking at funerals, you said?
No. I still drink at funerals.
Oh, okay, good.
Well, not during the funeral anymore.
Anymore.
Yeah. Okay. No, like in the parking lot. Like, I was just admiring. I was like, that's so quaint. They actually have a place they go. There's like legitimately a spot that you go drink at after you buried somebody and put them in the dirt. Yeah,
that is cool.
Yeah,
that is. Small towns have like weird traditions and things like that.
Yeah.
I too myself.
Well, this was my family's tradition, not the city's tradition.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's they're cowboys. Like I'm related to John Wesley Hardin, and he shot like 21 people, and I don't know. Somebody did something. I can't think right now.
How do you not 21?
It takes
shots?
nothing.
Oh, that's crazy. Small towns are weird. My family, too, shipped me out to a small town because I was getting in trouble. I was on those same hitchhiking tracks, you know? Should have never let me play with trains if you didn't want me jumping on one. You know
I didn't
what
actually
mean?
get on the train because they're scary.
Small towns have some strange people. Like, we have a lot of crazy people in Las Vegas, but small towns have strange people. So we had this one guy, he called himself the weatherman, right? And he always walked around with headphones. Like this, right? And he was a little out of it, right? The story gets strange. You probably never heard some stories like this, right? So the weatherman, he always knew the weather. You walk up to him and he'd just be like, it's 71 degrees tomorrow, high winds, this and that. He always knew the weather. He smelled like cats and he smelled like cats and firecrackers. This guy.
All
right.
time small people run around just listening to the weather report and just spouting it out.
So
right here.
true, but we only fuck with them for one reason, right? We fuck with them because he had weed, right? And he had some of the strongest weed around. And as like 13, 14-year-old kids, we're like, yo, we're gonna go hit up the weatherman. He's got a joint for us, right? And he has a joint, but so he would take a group of kids into the woods. This is where it gets weird.
That's sketchy.
Right?
You guys are like, yeah, we'll go with him. Kids are so dumb.
Everybody hold hands.
So, but it was a tradition for kids.
Not
All right.
where I come from.
It was a tradition. It was a tradition for kids. Hear me out, right? So the weatherman, he would take us into the woods and smoke a joint with us. But it was a tradition for kids. To any new kids in the group would go and have to do this, right? And the dude was weird. He called it a workout.
Oh shit!
Right? So he bring in the woods, right? Just listen, it gets weird. This is a fucked up story.
It gets weirder.
Were you ever a new kid, Michael?
Yeah, of course I was. Everyone was a new kid. Like, what do you think? You think someone just started this was the only person? That was the only person. Everyone else since there was the new kid. But you used to have to punch them in the stomach, right? And kids would line up and give their hardest punch, just swinging, going like Nolan Ryan pitch style, sidearm, right in the stomach. And then
Punch the new kid?
You would hear him go, right? And after about 20 of them, this dude just bust a nut. Yo, the weirdest shit.
A real
the
one?
weirdest. Yes, this dude came, bro. We're like 13-year-olds just punching the dude in the stomach, right? It's the weirdest fucking shit. And you look back on it, you're
So
like,
you would get a guy off to get weed?
punching him in the but we would make other kids like punch him in the stomach. You know what I mean? It was just like, you don't see this shit every day. Like that's some Florida shit.
So what?
Oh, Florida. I grew up in yeah.
Oh, I knocked this motherfucker out almost. I was socking him
You were
in the
his
stomach.
favorite. He was
Yeah.
like, yeah, he got me.
This guy, he really gets.
Hey, dude,
I love his
how it's done.
This is the weirdest
This
shit I've
hand is
ever
too
seen in
tiny,
my
it'll
life.
never get me there.
That's
It's
yeah.
some weird ass. I mean, hold on now. I didn't lose you because you still heard the whole story.
No. I'm saying, if I was in there, once
Bro,
you
if
say
you're a
let's go into the
13-year-old,
woods, I'm like,
no. If you're with all your friends, bro, there's nothing. Like,
My
you're with all your
question is-
friends.
listen.
You know, hey, honestly, right now, the 13-year-olds, bro. I'm afraid of 13-year-olds.
You know what?
I'm terrified, bro.
fair.
I am
Yeah, I don't wanna
terrified.
deal
bro.
with that.
And
And we
so fucked.
No, but we
'Cause
knew
I'm like,
it
I'm
as
gonna-
kids.
'cause-
We're like, no one's
Hold on,
gonna mess with us. We're 10 deep. Like, what's one person, one adult gonna mess with 10, 13-year-olds, bro? We will fuck somebody up, right?
Imagine the first kid that
We knew that shit as kids.
Wait, who was the first kid that met the weatherman and was like, hey, come on out to the woods?
That's what I'm wondering. So you
oh my god.
How do you pass that information on?
How do you say? How do you tell? How's that first kid react? And he's like, "You want me to do what?" I want you to punch me. Huh?
why'd you guys keep coming back?
I mean, we didn't.
You're all that was awesome.
Wait. It's a mutual beneficial partnership.
A repeat
Mutually
ex-
beneficial.
You know what? It all starts off with this here because I'm an asshole. That first kid was a legitimate asshole, and he was like, "Nah, I can't live with this alone. I gotta." Hey, Duber.
I need emotion. Mike's like, oh man, we gonna get high. That's cool.
But you know, they don't tell you what's gonna happen.
No,
They're just
he
like,
didn't
you
tell
punch
me.
the dude
But
in
then
the
you
stomach.
know, and you went back more.
No,
Mike?
I mean, we went back.
Because you
so
only get
other
punched
people
the
could
first
do it.
time, right?
Oh,
We
so
get
you
to
fuck
smoke the
with other
weed. I don't give a
people.
fuck
Yeah,
what other
you
dudes
pass
making
it
a
along.
old
Okay.
man
It's
come.
like a
I'm the one
train. You
hitting
go
the
from
weed.
one
Got
to the
it.
next to the
Okay,
next.
It is
we-
nowhere like a train.
Oh, it is a train. It is.
The first kid that had the problem. He's
Oh.
right now.
Well, wait. We do got to keep in mind that they were lured down there with a joint. That's
We were
Lord
lured with
help
a
me
joint.
with my
Can we-
children.
can
And I'm gonna say, if you're gonna mess around with 13, the guy he had it right. He knew what he was doing. He's like, I'm not gonna fucking tell 13-year-old I got candy. I'm telling him I got weed, motherfucker.
And I'm gonna get back to the stomach. I'm gonna give me this good nut.
Yeah.
Say, hey, you guys keep
I'm going
that.
for a nap.
Keep going back to the
All right,
spot.
so
When it
the
comes to
only
weather
thing,
station.
that scares me is if he spanks banks these situations and he like remembers them in his mind.
I'm so
That's
uncomfortable.
fucked up.
Yeah, that's some wild shit.
Hey, to any of my guests on today, I'm gonna apologize if any of your parents or children are listening right now. I'm sorry.
My son better not be listening.
That kid Charlie's got one hell of a fist.
Oh, daddy.
All right, we're gonna move right along. We have another news story. Let's just keep it weird this whole time. Washington State woman was arrested for drugging a new mother with a cupcake, trying to steal her baby.
I heard about that. That's so awful.
You heard about this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Juliet
Yes.
Parker, she was a former Colorado Springs
Hey.
mayor candidate. She went
That's
up
where
for
I'm
mayor.
from.
Mayors
where I'm
love
from.
babies, if I know anything. So.
Right.
She's just like, I'm gonna be a mayor, so I need to go get a baby and kiss it. She was probably just trying to kiss the baby the whole time.
Like for the rest of its life.
That's what mayors do, right?
Right.
They kiss babies, fuck,
And
shake
so-
hands.
And it went from kissing the baby to smothering the baby with a cupcake.
No.
No, she like poisoned the
Her
mom.
teenage daughter posed on social media as photographers attempting to build a portfolio, right? To steal a newborn baby.
It's so scary.
That's wild.
So then she
People are
gave the
crazy.
woman the treat, you know,
Yeah.
like tried to open up the wine and then was pushing
let's
the
relax while we take these
cupcake
She threw up.
and-
She threw
Yeah.
it up. The lady called 911.
Yeah, so she started to like waver and in and
That's
out,
weird.
and she's like, "Fuck, something's wrong."
Where did
And
this
she asked the lady to leave. Colorado Springs is where
In
the
Washington
mayor was.
State, right?
Oh, in Washington State?
I think so.
But it was the mayor from Colorado Springs. I don't think she won.
No,
I think
she was a candidate.
Yeah, no.
Oh my God. Right?
No,
So she
definitely
stole the
not.
baby. Didn't she steal the baby?
I feel like this is
or was going to steal the baby.
This
I'm
is
sorry.
a huge
She got
product of like listening to too much Cardi B.
right.
Like, I'm gonna fucking drug you and steal your baby. Like
Right,
that's some
like we
shit
told
that
him
you
what to
heard
do.
on Cardi B say. Like,
I mean, if you want a baby, there's adoption. Like
that costs a lot of money.
What are you doing?
And you're running for
Depending
mayor.
on where you
I'ma
live,
steal
your
this
neighbor
baby.
might
You're
have
gonna
one
get
coming up
mad.
for
You're
you.
actually at a point where even if you lose running for mayor, no one's gonna say, "No, sorry, loser, you can't have a kid."
the sad part is she's bringing her teenage daughter down with her. You got a teenage daughter. She's gonna be having a baby in a couple years.
Yeah.
Do you know
Just
what
wait to it.
She's training her up. Training her up.
Well, my question is, how did you think you were going to get away with a newborn baby? Babies cry.
No, that's like the girl that stole the baby out of the hospital. Did you see how much when they show her on camera when she's walking through the double doors? She literally like stopped and like looking around like, "Did anybody see me with this baby?"
Oh, that's not how you steal. You never look
no
back.
one saw her like.
Another reason to have your baby at home.
Hey, because honestly, I'll fuck someone up big time. I'll do jail time up for my baby.
Oh,
do
yeah.
jail time for my baby.
Don't they have
I'm
trackers?
passive until it
Mine's
comes to my
done jail
kids.
time for me.
That is amazing.
I know. Well, we were in together a couple days.
Oh,
I mean, they bailed her out. They left me. She came back though and got me.
That's real bond. That's a lot of bonding time, though, right?
That's real.
You know, I know, right? And here's the thing. So, I got in trouble, and I was in Prescott, and they shipped me to Cottonwood, Arizona, where the jail is. It's like a 45-minute to an hour drive in the van. And then we get there, and they saw my last name. My uncle used to own a big, huge, like a Blockbuster, but he called it Planet Movie or something. And he had it. His kids like grew up working and running the store and all of that. And so some of the kids there, and I say kids because they looked to not even be my daughter's age, were working, and they were like looking at me like they, recognized the name. And so like I embarrassed somebody in a completely different town just by showing up.
Wow.
For jail.
You in town. Them small towns. I
They
don't
make
get along
you
with
carry
small
your
towns.
own
I'm a city-
gear,
I'm a
like,
city person. I
right?
don't mess with small towns.
I've
I
lived
had
in
to-
both.
Yeah.
I don't like small towns. They remember your name. I don't trust anyone that
They
remembers my
do.
name like that.
Right?
Well, that's why you like Vegas, because neighbors are like, "Who are you? We've lived next to each other for 10 years. I don't even know."
They know my dog's name. My dog runs outside. They're like, "We love your dog, Zuko." What was your name again?
Right. Well, the dog comes over every morning for snack.
Hey, we're gonna be wrapping up. I had fun today, actually.
Did we do anything?
What do you mean?
Oh, you guys worked.
What?
I'm just sitting here looking cute.
I didn't work.
Oh, your comments were yes.
I had
on
fun.
point.
I
They're
mean,
on point.
next week, I'm hoping, like, as my show multiplies, we have like 30 guests on next week. Sorry, guys, I'm just joking because I put so many people in the house, but I had so much fun, man. We just needed another mic. We could have stayed another hour and talked, man. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I know. We'll get you back on, Tabitha, and you can tell more small town stories. Everyone, if I invite you back, you're always welcome back.
While living white in America.
You guys have any shout out? You have any anyone you want to say hi to? Shout outs?
Shout out to Las Vegas Normal for all the work they're doing.
No doubt.
Right.
For sure.
Yes.
For sure.
If you guys
For
have
sure.
never been in the Normal, it's NORML.
Hold on.
The norm.
It's spelled the normal way.
No,
That's
it's
funny.
no, it's
it's
with an L.
NORML.
L.
And they have
L.
meetings the first Wednesday of the month, and
Yep.
it's all about our consumer and advocate rights and education for the community, and just making progress for our rights as cannabis users in Nevada.
So what they do is they'll go out and go to all of the meetings and town hall things and anything with weed related on the docket of their discussing it or
Yep.
voting anything. They go to it, and then they have a meeting where anyone can just come and then they break it all down for you with a slideshow.
Yeah, so we know what's
They
going
show
on.
you all the candidates for presidency and how they stand on marijuana laws.
Yeah. And they'll filibuster some shit for you too.
Yeah.
It is, and it's fun, and they have usually have like free food, free tacos.
Yeah. And they have people come and speak, like a local representatives come and talk to us.
They have
and
speakers, raffles. I won a raffle. I won 3 vape pens and.
Dude, their raffles are legit.
Okay, yeah, no,
And a
we need to get
raffle.
out there. We can get out
It's
there.
really cool though to see the community come together because obviously we know potheads tend to stick at their house and they don't really like leave. So
And for education, like, and it's really weird. I'm like, damn it, there's this many people trying to get educated. I thought I was the only one.
Yeah, I
Fuck.
got to speak at one of their events and it was awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What is your Instagram?
My Instagram is No Mommy, KNOWMOMMY, like
That's
knowledge.
That's cute.
You do a lot of inspirational stuff for parents on there. I read it.
I do.
It's
I talk
awesome.
about wanting to punch your kids in the face and how not to.
Next topic we're gonna hit is.
I'm just kidding.
That's how I know I be around real ones. I can say some fucked up shit. Everybody's gonna be like, whoa, and then think about like.
You know you felt that one. There is
I'm
no
not saying go
parent.
punch your kid in the face. I'm saying-
Exactly.
I'm just saying-
There's no parent
What'd he
that's
do?
never experienced that
What'd he do?
feeling before. It's just a matter of if you act on it or not.
don't
But
act.
your
Yeah,
kid's
don't-
gonna piss you off at some point,
Disclaimer.
and if they haven't yet,
Don't
they
act on it.
will.
And they're
They
gonna swing on
will.
you before you swing on them.
Oh,
probably.
I've been punched by my sons.
Oh.
You know what? But I really identified with the. Let me just, cause like my girls with her son, I'll be like, just give me 10, 15
Yeah,
minutes.
just
I'ma
give me
be
a break.
right
I put
back.
myself in
I'm
mommy
finna come
timeout.
back.
Set
I'm
a
gonna be
timer.
the best dragon.
Yeah.
The best like whatever we're doing. Like, oh yeah, you get tuned in. Yeah.
Now my
Have some fun with it.
grandbaby, that's how I do.
Okay.
Like they'll send her, they'll come, like my stepdaughter, she'll come knock on the door, she'll be like, Jay, you awake? And I'm like, no, I'm not.
You guys, any shout outs?
Shout out to me. I'm working on a new line of bullhorns.
A new line implying you have.
What happened to the first one?
They were out of tune. This new line is really good. Whatever you say, all it's gonna come out is blah, 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 blah. That's all it's gonna come out. So,
It ain't gonna go like a normal air horn.
you just whatever you say, it's gonna say. Blah, 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 blah. That's all it's gonna say. I'm only selling it in bridal shops.
Mark.
Shout out to all the people that I have gotten a chance to partner with. Shout out to Cali Fusion CBD products.
Nice.
Shout out to Fat Kid Friday. The
Fat
best
Kid
food.
Friday?
Yes, that's the best
that a
food. That's the
person or a
best
day?
food. No, that's a food truck. That's where you can get the best chicken. Yes, that's the best chicken sandwich that you'll ever have. I promise you. Shout out to UDL, Universal Domino League, for having the space. We're gonna
That's
do some
cool.
more. We're gonna do some comedy shows. So we're gonna exchange Instagrams. We've been doing a comedy show. I had these guys do a comedy show.
Oh yeah, it was fun.
And shout out Cope in the Kitchen, where YouTube is next. Yeah, hey, YouTube is next for Cope in the Kitchen.
All
so
right,
be
go
on the
YouTube,
lookout.
man.
What? You're
If
gonna
you
have
ever
guests?
need me on, get me on
Oh,
with
come on,
you,
man.
man. I'll cook
Listen,
with you.
You're gonna have guests.
I'll
in
do a
I'll
podcast?
cook
Yes.
with you too.
Me too.
My most
Yes,
recent.
and eat. As
I do
always.
like to eat.
Yes, it's
That's
good.
why I cook.
Oh,
Yes,
man, I'm telling you, you can. If you don't cook, you don't eat.
exactly. One of my most recent
Yes.
recipes I did was fried fruit snacks. Took a whole bag of fruit snacks,
You
put
did
them
that?
in some pancake batter,
Okay.
fried them up. Well, you mess with that tropical optical,
I'm gonna fuck him up.
you
right
get
here.
a little optical.
Oh my God.
Mike, all right, Mike, I'm finna fuck you up real quick. Deep fried Reese's peanut butter cups.
And that's amateur.
My husband would like that.
It's
How is
amateur.
that amateur? That
Compared to-
seems gourmet.
That's amateur.
You've
What?
never seen anybody fry a fruit snack before in your
No.
life.
I've never heard of that.
Hold on.
It kind of blew my mind.
Uh-oh.
Deep fried Reese's peanut butter cups.
Oh my God. Is he licking the mic? Is he? Oh my God. He's breathing on it. Oh God, stop.
Hey, hit me up. That's Hit Me Up Vegas. And we're going to see you guys next week.
Shout
Go
out
and
Hit
vote
Me Up
at Vegas Cannabis Awards official. You can vote for Hit Me Up Vegas as best podcast, newscast with pot, whatever pot. And tune in next week, man. I had fun. Later.
Bye.
This is
Hi,
Cannabis 420, and you are listening to
having us
Hit
on.
Me Up Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.